Good morning, folks. Pastor David McNeely with the Church of God in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I'm sitting out here in my favorite place on my bench in my front yard, and right in front of my little fish pond. It's pretty small, but it's my little fish pond. Got me about 7 little old goldfish in there, and I enjoy sitting here. It's a nice place to just sit in. And this morning it's overcast. It's rained all night, but it's cool here in southeast Missouri. It's cool. And I heard on the news this morning that the town near 20 miles from where I grew up, Fresno, California, it was 109 degrees yesterday. Boy, that's hot, folks. That is hot. But you know what? That's not near as hot as this is going to be in hell. As you notice, I'm all spruced up today. We got some activities with the church, and I'm shaved, and I'm ready to go. But this morning, my thought comes from the book of Daniel 12:4. And it says, but you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. These words were spoken to Daniel when he asked for an explanation of some of the end times prophecies he had seen. I'm going to tell y'all folks something. This is just how I feel about it. You know, the best thing you could do right now would be to turn this video off and get down and pray. I'm going to tell you something. I go to visit churches, and a lot of the churches I go into, they're as cold as my freezer. You know, we don't see a movement from God in a lot of churches like we used to. And is there something wrong with the people? Yes. And I'll tell you what it is. There's nothing wrong with their heart. But we have allowed modern technology. And see, I'm one of those people that I don't think modern technology is all that great. I think modern technology is, I think that Satan has, he's using modern technology against us, and it's taken away from our God time. Let me tell you something. Every minute you spend on Facebook, every minute you spend on watching this video, every minute you spend sitting in front of a television or on a computer or listening to a radio is a minute you could be spending with God. That's why I come out here a lot in my little garden. And listen, I'm not going to show you my yard because I haven't mowed it in a while, and my lawnmower's broke down. And I'll be honest with you, I may get the local farmer to come in. I think he could probably get him a couple of bales of hay out of here. So I'm not going to show you my yard. It looks bad. But my garden over there, I come out and get me a little bit of stuff. It's not doing very well, but you know, Adam and Eve had everything they needed for sustenance. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks. We have everything we need for sustenance. God has given us absolutely everything that we need. I don't think God ever intended for man to work for another man. I sometimes watch these reality TV shows about people that, what do they call it, live off the grid, you know, and some of them get pretty basic about it. There's one old feller, he dug him out a place down in southern Utah. He dug a pit into the ground, and he built over the top of it and mounted it up. And he has no technology whatsoever, no telephone, no television, no computer, no electricity, no running water, you know. And I'll be quite honest with you, folks, if we could just, you know, listen, I think about that. I'll be quite honest with you. If it wouldn't bother me if the United States of America folded up today and the power grid went down and we had to go back to living the way God intended us to, because I'll tell you what would happen. We'd get so close to God. I'm going to tell you something, folks. You know when folks get close to God? When they need Him. When everything's going good, when the bills are paid, when the house doesn't need repaired, the car doesn't need repaired, when your health is good, we don't need God. We neglect Him. Then we wonder, why don't I feel anything? We go to church, and for a few hours on Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Thursday night or Wednesday night or Tuesday night or whenever there's a midweek service. Most churches anymore don't have a midweek service, and most of them have gotten rid of Sunday night. But we go, and you know, we barely want to pay homage to God. I'm going to tell you something. The old Jews, man, they went to the temple many times a day. What is it? The Muslims drop down and pray 7 times a day, I believe it is. We need to start counting how many times a day that we actually get in touch with God. Best thing we could do today would be to smash our tablets, whatever you call this thing. Throw our cell phones in the bathtub. Rip the wires out of the back of the television, fold up your computer and toss it in the garbage and get back to God. Get some alone time with God. I love the Lord. And listen, I'm not as close to him as I could be or as I should be because, again, I'm just like you. Folks, listen, I don't point a finger at you because when I do look at that. Now, see how many fingers is pointing back at me? I got 3 pointing back at me. I'll tell you who I point at. I point at me. When I see something wrong, I judge myself. Honestly, that's the only person you're allowed to judge is yourself. I can't judge you. I love everybody. I really, truly love everybody. I do. I love people I've never met because the Bible tells me if I can't love my brother whom I'm here with, how can I love him who I've never seen? God told Daniel, knowledge would increase. You know, modern technology has taken off so much. I mean, good Lord, what can't we do anymore? But it's taken away from our God time. That one-eyed monster that we sit there and spend endless hours a day watching. And I don't care if you're watching Gunsmoke. Get down on your knees, turn that set off. And I'm talking to me. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start spending hours a day talking to God, not minutes. That's what we do. We spend minutes a day. We sit down and bless our meal. It takes us 35 seconds. We do that 3 times a day. We eat 3 times a day. Most people don't eat 3 times a day anymore because we don't take the time. You know, we don't spend time with our family. I'm going to spend more time with my family. Yesterday, you know what I did yesterday? I took the day off, you know, and you know what I did? I got 2 of my 3 sons and a grandson, and we went fishing on the river. Didn't get a bite. But I spent about 3 hours down there with 3 of my favorite people. And it felt good. God wants family to be strong, and you can't be strong with your family if you don't spend time with them. We need to get back to God, folks. We just need to get back to God. You know, and I'm a fine one to lecture anybody because, like I said, I'm my harshest critic. I really am. I'm my harshest critic. I pastor a church, and I'll be honest with you, my church deserves a better pastor than me. They really do. And I want to say this: I have a big heart for missions, as you all know. And back, I believe in 2013, it might have been, my big brother, Larry McNeely, who pastored the New Beginnings Worship Center in St. Peters, Missouri, till the day he died. Actually, he turned it over to Brother Ken Long just before he died, but he pastored it as long as he was able to be on his feet and doing it. But you know, he established, through the Church of God organization, he established something called Feed the Children in Haiti. And you know, we have found for $30 a month, we can feed 1 child for an entire month, $1 a day. So churches in our organization, we all collect money all year, and some of us send it in by the month, some of us save it up to the end of the year and mail it all in at once. It doesn't matter how they get it. The Church of God is going to feed those children whether the donations come in or not. Because I know my general overseer. I know the past general overseer, Brother Danny Patrick, finest man I ever met in my life, big old teddy bear. And I know the current general overseer, Bishop Roger Sinners, wonderful man, fine man, outstanding man. And the Church of God has a heart for missions. So what I'm going to ask all of you to do, if you've watched this long, if you, instead of getting down on your knees and praying, you watch this, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in a plug for Feed the Children of Haiti. Watch some of the videos I post. I've been posting videos of the nation of Haiti, the very streets that I was driven down, and the very streets that I saw, the people that I saw. It's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful nation full of beautiful people. You got $1 a day you can spare, that's $30 a month. You mail it to the Church of God, Post Office Box 525 in Scottsville, Kentucky, 42164. That's the Church of God, Post Office Box 525 in Scottsville, Kentucky, 42164. And just in the memo right in there, Feed the children of Haiti. I would so much appreciate it. I would so much appreciate it. But more importantly, God will know your heart. Folks, if we can't love each other whom we see down here daily, if we can't have compassion every day on folks we see down here daily, how are we ever going to get to heaven? And lastly, and then I'm going to close, this is 10 minutes, 25 seconds. It's going to take it 40 minutes to download on Facebook for me. But lastly, we are coming into an age, I'll be honest with you, I'll be quite honest with you. I really doubt that the United States of America, with the government we have right now, is going to stand another 10 years. I believe that this nation is going to topple and topple hard, and I believe that someday in the future that the United States of America will resemble the nation of Haiti, which I love. And then you're going to get back to God. I would advise you to do it now, not wait. I would advise you to do it now. And you just remember old Pastor Dave in your prayers. I need them every day. I need your prayers every day. I've been pretty sick here recently. My system is a little run down. I'm tired, folks. I'm tired. I don't know about you, but I'm just tired. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready for the Lord to come back and gather his church. I'm jealous my brother went on without me. My big brother, my role model, my mentor, a man that I dearly loved. And in 2014, the Lord said, come home, Brother Larry, come home. And my brother went out like a victory. I'm telling you, his funeral was a victory celebration. We didn't mourn his death. We celebrated his passing. Knowledge is increasing, and every time something new comes out, it takes you away from God. Remember that. When you get that little dinger on your cell phone that says you're ready for an upgrade, just say, I don't need it. Delete your Facebook account. Quit watching me. Spend time on your knees praying God. God loves you, and so do I. Pastor David McNeely, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, the Church of God.